Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. IRS opens many taxpayer assistance centers across the nation on March 11th for special Saturday hours and face-to-face help. Yay! Face-to-face communication is okay again? Could this be a result of even the IRS realizing they need to stop listening to, quote, the experts, end quote?
The greatest perpetrator of misinformation during the pandemic has been the United States government. Misinformation that COVID was spread through surface transmission, that vaccinated immunity was far greater than natural immunity, that masks were effective. Now we have the definitive Cochrane review. What do you do with that review? Cochrane is the most authoritative evidence body in all of medicine and has been for decades. Do you just ignore it, not talk about it?
I mean, honestly, like asking these experts for advice is like asking the Joker to do something funny.
It'd be funny if it weren't so pathetic. No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
You know, it's not a good idea or a safe one.
That myocarditis was more common after the infection than the vaccine. Not true. It's 4 to 28 times more common after the vaccine. That young people benefit from a booster. Misinformation. Our two top experts on vaccines quit the FDA in protest over this particular issue, pushing boosters in young, healthy people. The data was never there.
I'm telling you, like trusting our current expert class is like trusting a new age magician to perform open heart surgery. Yeah, it might be entertaining, but it's definitely not going to end well. There being very high odds you'll end up with like a huge cavity in your chest that's sculpted to look like a female genitalia or something.
That it was likely from the lab. Both scientists changed their tunes days later in the media, and then both scientists received $9 million subsequent in funding from the NIH. It's a no-brainer that it came from the lab.
Anyways, I asked a government expert how he ended up in his government expert position one time, and I got a story that was so close to the theme of the 80s sitcom Bosom Buddies, it's ridiculous.
When we first moved to New York, we had a great apartment that was dirt cheap.
And we found out why it was so cheap.
Our friend Amy said there was a great apartment in her building.
Dirt cheap, but it's a hotel for women. Okay, we made one adjustment.
Now these other ladies know us as Buffy and Hildegard.
You know, that show was supposed to be such an outlandishly strange situation that it was funny.
But they also know us as Kip and Henry, Buffy and Hildy's brothers. I am crazy about the blonde.
This experience is going to make a great book.
See, it's all perfectly normal.
And now it's like the standard story of every average White House administrator. I'm telling you, like you got to do what you got to do to pay the rent, I guess. But I don't want to take medical advice from some dude who started cross-dressing just to land a government expert position so he could pay the rent. Okay? I mean, I'm just saying.
He's a monster.
Anyways, on to the news.